Hi and welcome along to Escape the Ordinary podcast. My name is Karen Gunning and I'm going to be interviewing and talking to various different people, whether they are escaping the ordinary, doing something a little bit different, stepping out of the norm, or just getting involved in different fitness and wellness. So welcome along, and today we are joined by Robyn Wereshchuk. So Robyn's going to tell us a little bit about herself and what she's been up to and how she's been escaping the ordinary. So I'll pass over to you, Robyn, first. Just give us a little bit just about you and who you are, and then we'll dive a little bit deeper into the sport side.
Perfect. Hi, I'm Robyn, and I'm just doing some silly stuff sometimes, but I do power slap, and I've done bare-knuckle, and I've done some Muay Thai and stuff, but most recently I've been doing power slap out in rehab. I've only been doing that for the last year, just over a year, but I've had 2 fights on that, and had one bare-knuckle last year, and I'm just training away and being a mum, doing all the fun stuff.
Being busy. Yeah, those two are definitely out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
So if we go back a little bit before you obviously got involved in all that, what was life like before you did power slap, bare knuckle boxing and Muay Thai? Were you always into fitness or?
Yeah, well, I never started training for like any kind of fighting until I turned 30. Then I had my first fight at 31, and then I'm just about to turn 33. But before that, like I done like mum only, like ladies only boxing classes or stuff. But growing up, we were brought up at the swimming pools. We were brought up at the leisure centres. My mum's big into fitness, and we used to just do body combat and everything. And me and my friend used to go along with her and do all that kind of stuff. And we all just grew up. We always just knew all the staff at all the different leisure centres in Midlothian because we always used to go. Dad used to take us swimming. He's always at the sauna, and it's just something like my dad's always been to the sauna to the point where they have Christmas nights out and everything. And my mum's got her Christmas night out for the gym on Friday, so we'd have to go and help my mum with my dad. And it's just something that's always been. I've done ballet, I've done rugby. We always went walks. We never ever sat still, my family. So it's always been active.
And like what age did that kind of start from?
Always went swimming. Like we've always done that, going bike rides, big walks and stuff. So we've just always done that. And then me and my big brother both left when we left high school. We're still at high school. We both went and worked for the swimming pools and we're lifeguards. Okay. So it's just always been a thing.
And how long did you kind of work there for? Did you progress any further, or was it just a short stint, or?
No, that's like the only actual job I've had, real proper job. So I started that when I was 16, and then I stayed there until I was pregnant with Colton, basically. So when I was pregnant with Colton, who's now turning 9 in a couple of months, I was doing swimming teaching at that point. And I was like, oh, I'm pregnant now, I'll just quit. And I still haven't went back. So I need to start.
9 years later.
I know, I can't deal with a boring job or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally get it. And then you've got another child as well, yeah? So you've got 2?
Yeah, I've got Colton in Denver, yeah.
And what age is Denver?
Denver is nearly 6. She's 6 in January, so.
So they'll definitely keep you busy. And has your kind of past and childhood been passed on to them? So you're keeping them active? Are you getting them moving?
Yeah, we just came back from swimming just now, and my hair's all yucky, and I've just been swimming. We go every Tuesday now, and like the 2 girls, because Kyle's wee girl as well. Like the first week we went, both of them wouldn't let me go, and then today it's been like 5 weeks I think we've went for, and they're both just jumping in with no life vest, nothing, no armbands, just swimming. So it's a big difference. It's good. You should always take them swimming.
And important. Kind of taught them some stuff along the way as well.
Yeah, so I was like, Heidi's away on holiday, so I've been teaching her, like, she needs to jump in, and the first thing she needs to do is just swim back. So she does jump into a pool, and everything has to be super safe. So.
Perfect. So if you go from obviously swimming instructor to having kids, what was the kind of gap between them? So what got you back into, obviously I'm guessing you went back into martial arts at that point?
No, well, so I had Colton and I quit my job and I sat when I was pregnant and ate fajitas and just got all fat and sassy. And then after having Colton, I done like the ladies only boxing and stuff. And I actually went to a boxing class near where my mum lives. And I went in, and all these girls had been going for a while. And I was way there for the first day, and I hadn't really done anything. And the very first day, the guy was like, "How much do you weigh? Do you want to fight?" And I'm like, "No, I want to have another baby." And stuff. So it's always obviously was unnatural that way. But then I had Denver, and once I had Denver, I started doing CrossFit. And that's when I sort of became a bit more like consistent in doing something.
Nice. And then, so how did that then progress? Did you keep going to those classes? Is that how you got into a bit more of the fighting scene, or?
Yeah. Well, my CrossFit gym was attached to a kickboxing gym.
Okay.
And I just never ever fancied kickboxing because it was like the sort of points kickboxing. They just never really sort of done it for me. And then a guy that I knew from years and years ago, I had on Instagram, was like, "Oh, we're opening a Muay Thai gym. They've got one in Edinburgh and they've had that for years. They're opening one in Livingston." I seen it. I was like, "Oh, that looks like it'd be fun." You know, it's something that was, because I always have to do something that was away from being a mum.
Yeah.
And I seen that, and then I just went and I just kept going and was there for like 3-4 hours a day and just was. So, like, even though I only trained a year before my first fight, where a lot of people had been training for years and years, I was like, what I had done in a year was the equivalent of what a lot of people had done in quite a few years, because I was just constantly training, like all day, every day.
You were addicted to it then?
Yeah, it was my escape, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think that's really important, that as a mother and especially of two kids, that you get that time away and you get that breather, and obviously from the mental side as well, to be able to take that pause and that reset.
Oh, definitely.
So you were going there, you were addicted to the fighting, and then I'm guessing he asked you to fight again.
So after like the year, and then I was like, they had their own show, and I was like, okay, I'll do a fight. And then after my first fight, that's me and my ex-husband split up. Okay. And then I knew a guy from Dubai, and he was like, "Oh, we're doing a slap comp, we're looking for girls." And I knew that Kyle, who I'd met at the fight gym a couple of months before, was doing it. So I messaged him saying, like, "I've got the opportunity, I mean, to go out. Would you be annoyed? Would I be stepping on your toes?" Like, because the person asked who was posting for girls was somebody that had nothing to do with him, and I was like, and he's like, "No, definitely come, it'd be great." And it was sort of my like early midlife crisis. I just got divorced, like had 2 kids, and I was like, you know what? I just had this weird gut feeling like I needed to do it. I needed to do something that was just like out of the ordinary. I had to do something that was just like completely different and was for me completely.
Yeah.
And my mum and my dad and everybody were like, "Why are you doing that? Don't do it." Like one of my friends from CrossFit, he was getting married, and all the CrossFit lot were going, and I had to like message him and say, "I can't come because I'm away slapping people in Dubai," and I felt awful. But I just had the feeling, I just felt like I needed to do it. And it was such a big experience for me, because I went out there and it was just a bunch of these bare-knuckle boxer men, and they were all just so like, they didn't give a hoot about anything or anyone, and they just had this confidence, all of them. And I'm such a timid, like shy person and stuff. So like, to be fair, like at that moment in time, it was the best thing for me, because like, these guys are a bunch of numpties, but they're all like super confident. I'm like, I think like a page like off from their book, like, for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely. I guess that kind of just rubbed off a little bit in a good way.
Oh, definitely. I was like, "No, what? Like, it's sort of like just that don't give up attitude." And I was like, I need to have a wee bit more of that. Like going into like my life now after being married and having sort of, I was a stay-home mum and everything. I was like, I need to live my own life. I need to be my own person. And I was just like, this is where I need to start. I need to start with having a little bit more confidence in myself and just doing stuff and just saying yes to stuff, because that was such an amazing experience. And even though I was putting some people in a position that they weren't happy and stuff, I was like, I wasn't hurting anyone technically. Like, I wasn't hurting anyone. Nothing, like, it was a good experience. And I was like, no, what? I just have to not worry about what other people think so much and just do it.
Yeah.
And I think that's been the important thing. And that's what's made my life in the last like year, 2 years been like really, really good and put me in a good position, because I've just said yes to stuff
Yeah.
that before I wouldn't have.
No, definitely. And from that first slap competition in Dubai, like, how was that? Who were you up against? What was the kind of result? What happened at that first one?
So the first one, like, originally I was supposed to be up against this UFC fighter that had been chucked off the UFC because she was on roids. She had face tattoos. She looked absolutely terrifying. And I'm just like, I'll do it. Yeah. And I'm like, oh shit, what's that? I mean, her visa never came through or something. So I got some sort of African women that was they had, and then there was two other girls that came with her, and they did it together. But I won that one, but I felt like all the boys, because the boys had the big Polish team who were all like professional slappers and stuff. They all had really hard ones, where I was like, didn't really feel like I had a proper fight. So when I went and done power slap, I was like, this one's a real one, this one, you know what I mean? That one was just a wee kiddie on one.
And like, how was the whole experience of obviously being out there and the actual setup of the event? And
yeah, like, I hadn't done, obviously before that I'd only had one Muay Thai fight, so I wasn't really used to like all that. So like the actual like waiting in the changing room and all that was really nerve-wracking for me, because I so wasn't used to doing it, and going out and walking out and having to do that, it was terrifying and stuff. But just going out, and we were in Dubai and meeting people from all over the world and stuff, it was just like such an amazing experience. And I was just like, I mean, I could have just spent the week in my house just doing the normal everyday school run, but I never done it. And then it was like one of the fun. I said, it's the closest I've ever been to, or ever will be, to being on a stag do. That's what it felt like.
And like you said, obviously you had to walk out and stuff. Did you have to have a song to walk out? Did they do that, or?
Yeah, so I think I came out to Machine Gun Kelly, Bad Motherfucker. I came out to that.
Was that one that you chose, or did they choose it for you? Or
yeah, so I chose that one. But now for Power Slap, I always come out to Jerry Cinnamon.
Oh, nice.
Because I got told I had to, like, what's your nickname? I was like, oh, the nickname, and I sat there and I was like, okay, I'm like, what can it be? And then I was like, I need to play on the Scottish thing because they're all American. So I was like, I need to do that. I can't, like, even though my second name is Wereshchuk, I was like, I still need to play on the Scottish thing. And then I was thinking, I was like, hey, Scottish unicorns, all this. I was trying to think, I'm not getting called a unicorn. I'm like, and then my best friend Jenny, her favourite song is that. And then I was just like, well, if you get a belt, you know what I mean? In Scotland, you get a belt, you get a hit. So I was like, okay, that works. There we go, done. Sorry. I was like, that will do. Yeah. It's a good wee song as well.
Yeah, it's a good wee sing-along song.
Yeah.
And so that was your first slap competition. Now, I know a lot of people haven't maybe even seen any slap competitions or haven't heard about them. I know, obviously, when you came into the gym and stuff, some of the guys were asking about what it was about and what happens. And so, like, if anyone's watching this and obviously hasn't watched the slap competition, what actually happens at the competition itself?
So my first thing is, I always find people will either look down on it, or if they don't know about it and that, but the minute you actually sit with somebody and you watch them and you sort of explain what's going on, they'll love it. They'll get really into it. So with a slap competition, you have normally in the average one, it's like 3 rounds. So you get like, and it's a coin toss to see who wins to go first. If you knock the person out then it's like, obviously you win if they're completely down. But if you knock them down, they can get back up. You get like a rest period and stuff to reset. But if, like, my first fight with Power Slap with Jackie, it was quite an even fight, but she done a foul. So if you don't slap them in the exact right part of the face, basically, if you get them on the neck or too high or the eye, counts as a foul. So she got points taken off. So it works that way, where it's like, oh, that person sort of moved backwards a bit, so that's points to the person slapping, or that person didn't even move when they got slapped, so that points to the defendant and that. So, but it is one of the ones where a lot of people just think, oh, you just slap each other, there's nothing else to it. But when you actually sit and watch it, like I was at the pub showing the guys the one before when I was on, it was on live and I was watching it, and they all started off just like, oh, and then by the first, like the couple fights in there, like, that was a foul, like he flinched, and I mean, once they get all the terminology and they understand it a bit better, people love it when they actually do give it a chance.
Get a bit more engrossed in it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's 3 rounds, yeah? So is it 3 slaps generally that you would get, unless obviously there was a knockdown or a knockout? Or
yeah. So if you get if you foul, they can also, you can get, if they flinch and stuff, you can then get a free flap as well. So you can go and get a second flap if you're there. That one basically gets disqualified.
Do they award that, or do you have to ask for it?
They will award it, or you can ask for it, or you can also say that you don't want another slap, and they can take points and everything. I don't really know exactly because I don't really listen when they do all the rules meetings. I zone out and I'm like, what?
You're just focusing on the performance side.
Yeah. You have coaches though, so you've got their coaches in your corner. So there's like the red and the blue team, and it's the same coach the whole night. And if you've got a good coach, they'll like the other one, the guy they said flinch, and he was like, where was the flinch? They made them watch it back, and they're like, actually, yeah, there wasn't. Yeah. So if you've got a good coach, they'll call it out for you, because when you're up there, you're not really thinking. You can't really, So you have a good coach, they'll help you, yeah.
I understand that there is a medical team and all that available, and people on standby as well from safety side.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because obviously Dana White's the same people. All the same guys who work on the UFC work on Power Slap. So all the same security, the same drug testing, the same guys who walk you out onto stage and stuff. It's all the same guys. It's the same referees and everything.
Okay.
So it's all the same. So it's obviously high level and people who are well trained. Yeah. Same medical doctor and everything like that. So it's definitely you're in safe hands.
And the two slap competitions you've done, they were different federations, or they're the same?
Yeah, so I've done 3 now. So the first one I done was with Kyle and Bad to the Bone, all the Bare-Knuckle guys. That was the SFC, which is a Polish run company that always run out of Dubai. Okay. So that was Slap Fighting Championships. And then after that I went to Power Slap, which is the biggest sort of one. There's not Power Slap's the main sort of slap comp. Yeah.
And I guess that was quite different between those two different comps as well.
Oh yeah. Well, both of them we got medicals. Mm-hmm. You have to go and you get an MRI scan. But the one we got out, and I got out in Abu Dhabi with MRIs, got eyes. It was very intense. It was a lot. We got a lot done. And then when it, with Power Slap, it's so I had 10 days out in Abu Dhabi. Got my medicals and stuff, got to chill and everything, and then it's all done to fine tea. So normally if you do a boxing fight, you'll get there in the morning and you could be waiting till 11 o'clock at night to fight. It can be a whole day just waiting about. But Power Slap is very only a couple of you will go there to the venue. Sometimes you're not at the venue for a long time. You mean that they have it very well organised, because it's such a big production, and they have it done to a T. So that was a lot better that way, because you're not waiting about and had loads of free time to chill out and enjoy it.
Yeah, no, that's definitely better than hanging about backstage. And
yeah.
So when you are obviously at the venue and you're backstage, what kind of things are going through your mind? Have you got a special kind of system that you follow to get yourself ready or zone out, or?
Well, the first one I was I kept looking about the boys, and I'm because I knew they had bigger opponents, and I'm okay, then they're all quite chill, and I'm just trying to act all chill. I'm chill. I secretly inside, I'm panicking. And then when my second one, the Power Slap with Jackie, I was nervous, and I just tried to zone out, but they have it on the TV, so you're watching the people who you've just spent a week with. You've just seen them on stage getting knocked out, and you're sitting there going, oh, and stuff. But there's so much going on, and you just try to keep yourself occupied. I try not to overthink it. I try not to think of anything too much, because I'm it's one of the ones, once you're there, you can't go back. And it's not until you're in that changing room and the guy comes and gets you, that's when you start going, I don't want to do it. No, I don't want to do it, but you can't. It's too late. You're going, and I think it's but this one with Sheena, even though Sheena was such a big opponent, and she was I went in there thinking why the hell have they given me Sheena, but I'll do it because I'm getting paid. But I but I went into it very not ready and everything, but I was still but for some reason I think I was just more chilled. I felt a lot more relaxed in the warm-up room. I felt a lot more chilled out. I don't know what had changed. I think maybe just experience. I've done it before. So I just wasn't as anxious in that time.
You maybe kind of knew what was coming up and what to expect.
Yeah.
You knew kind of what the format was leading into it. And
I think so, yeah.
The first time I'd be just a bit more blindsided by everything.
Yeah, you have no idea. And I think as well is all the guys who have got belts in power slap, they've all been knocked out at some point. It's not the kind of sport where people just, oh my, Kyle's just spilled all the kids' juice everywhere. After making sure the kids don't spill anything. But yeah, like, and that, so I'm going into it, I was just a bit like, you know what, like, if these guys, like, I think before I was really anxious because, like, well, if I lose, everybody's going to think I'm rubbish and that. But this time I'm like, nobody can say nothing because they've all lost. Everybody's lost. Everybody knows what it feels like and stuff and that. So I think I was less anxious that way because I'm like, and losing to Sheena is never going to be a bad thing because it's like nobody's bet Sheena yet. So I'm like, just there's not like I was going out as I think as well, being the underdog, you're less nervous as well because you go, well, I've not really got that weight on my shoulders of, you know, I mean, having to prove anything. So
yeah. So she's still undefeated at the moment.
She is, and I think, but I think she doesn't want to do it for too much longer. But yeah, no, she wants to fight a girl called Abby, but she was like, I want to fight Abby, but I want her to have a couple of fights before me. And she bet the girl that I bet for Abby. I'm like, and she had the one before that. I'm like, so Abby's already had 2 fights and won, but you don't want her yet, but you'll happily take me after I just had one. I'm like, I wish I had a couple more because, like, some of the girls as well, for some reason I've just been pushed to the top. It's like a lot of the girls are on the prelims, so there's the ones that aren't filmed. Okay. And I'm like, why can I not get some? Because they get paid the same. I'm like, why can I not get some little prelim fights? Why are you just pushing me up? It's not a bad thing, but at the same time, it's like, it'd be alright if you were getting paid more, but you're not, so.
Yeah, you're put right in the spotlight.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess walking into it, it's, I know you were saying, obviously, I'm just going to go do what I do, and at the end of the day, other people haven't been there, they haven't done it, and they haven't stepped up to that kind of challenge, so regardless of outcome, it's...
Oh yeah, I would say nobody can say nothing and that, like, nobody can say anything because, like, you mean, you do it, yeah, I mean, it's like in that, and it's not, to me, I've said that, like, I'm not a super competitive person. And I think because I never started doing anything till I was 30, I think if I'd been fighting and training for years and years and years, like, properly, I would have that real, like, I need to win because I've put all this work in. But I feel like because I'm not really, and then last year, like, before the Sheena fight, I hadn't really done much. So to me, I'm like, it's an experience. I do it all for the experience and for, like, for my own, like, sort of growth as a person. I don't do it to win and to show everybody, oh, I'm the best and that, because to me, that's not what's important. To me, it's like, oh, I went out to Riyadh and I got, like, Power Slap paid for me to go and ride camels in the desert, and I got to meet people from all over the world, and the boys were teaching me how to do some, like, the wrestling moves, like the fake wrestling stuff, and I was like, I had such a good time. And I'm like, to me, that's what's important, and that's what I get out of it, not what other people get out of me or that. So I enjoy it for my own growth and for my own experiences and my own life.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's definitely a life experience that obviously most won't kind of experience as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, with leading up to the slap competitions, what do you find the hardest? Because I believe there's, like, you've got to make weight and
I don't
a weight category.
Yeah, so I normally sit about 70 and I fight at 65, which isn't hard, and I don't do stupid weight cuts like some people I know. And I like nice to do nice, like, simple ones. So it wasn't too bad. But I think being in my 30s, after having 2 kids, it is harder. Like, Kyle can go for a sauna, and my partner can go for a sauna, and he can lose a couple kg and stuff in the sauna. I come out, I do the sauna with him the same amount of time, like, mostly, and I come out the exact same. And then I'm like, I just don't lose it like that. Yeah. And I know that Sheena was doing, like, hot baths in her room to lose weight. I'm like, I spent the whole time in rehab 2 baths a day, boiling hot, just for my own enjoyment, because I don't have a bath at home. And I'm like, I never lost any weight in these baths, and then my baths are hot. Like, so I'm like, it doesn't. I think because I'm accustomed to, like, boiling hot baths, it just doesn't, like, work for me. But I don't have massive weight cuts, and I think that helps. But rehab, I was annoyed that it was rehab because I was a bit like, if I look back at my first Power Slap, I am so tanned because I had spent 10 days in the sun, sunbathing with my Factor, like, 6 oil on. And then I was, like, so tanned. And the boys on the rehab were like, did you get a fake tan before? And I'm like, no. I just sunbathed the whole time. And then in rehabs, you can't really do that. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? I'm so glad it's rehabs because we couldn't wear the shorts and sports bras on stage. And I was like, thank God, because I'm so out of shape. So I can hide it. Have to wear the long legs and that. I was like, that's fine. So I was like, next time I'll need to get in shape because if it's not rehab, I'll have to wear the wee shorts and that again. So
is that normally what they tell you? Is that the uniform as such that you would be given you wore?
You can wear what you want. So you get a choice. You've got like the sports bras and the little shorts. Yeah. And then you can wear, and some of the girls in Vegas and that, they do wear like the cottons and that, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's half the reason they've picked you to do it is because they want to see you in the sports bra and shorts. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm here trying to make some money. I'm going to wear a sports bra and shorts.
Part of the publicity part of it.
Yeah, I was like, I know what sells, you know what I mean? But I was like, but in rehab, I was like, that's fine. I'll wear my big long trousers, that's fine.
And in between, obviously, the two slap competitions, we had a bare-knuckle. Was that in the middle?
Yeah.
So how did that come about?
Because I'd wanted to do bare-knuckle before. And I sort of seen it and was like thinking about it when I was at my Muay Thai gym. And before I'd met Kyle, and then Kyle walked into the sparring for me the first time I met him, and he had a BKFC t-shirt on. And then I was like, oh, I want to do bare-knuckle and stuff. And then so then when I went in and done slap, all the guys were from the bare-knuckle. The manager who took us out, he was the bare-knuckle that was bad to the bone show. And so I was like to him, oh, get me on. And he hadn't had a girl fight yet. So I was like, get me on. And the thing is, like, that was my first ever boxing fight. I'd had one Muay Thai fight and stuff. I had no boxing experience. Went up against some, like, 19-year-old, like, Romanian girl she was, like, a kickboxing world champion. She'd had, like, 5 bare-knuckles. She'd had numerous boxing fights and fights in general. And I'm like, I'll do it. You know what I mean? But again, I was like, I'm here for the experience. I'm here because it's, like, I can always say I've done that. And it's something for me to do. And it's something that, like, I was just wanting to do, and it was never about winning. But I went all 5 rounds with her, which was good. I never got rocked or anything, never got put down. So I was like, that's a win in my books. Yeah, I mean, for me. Yeah.
And then how was the mind going into that? Because it's a little bit different to 3 slaps compared to 5 rounds.
Yeah, so I think going in and doing power slap before it, so I've helped a little bit. It gave me a little bit of confidence because I'd won. I just came off like a win. So it was all good, and I was like, but I knew sort of going in, it was like, you know, this is like a super, super, super hard fight. Like, this is like, every fight I go into, I'm like the underdog because I just keep taking on fights. People have done it like hundreds of times. So I'll do it.
And your nickname.
Yeah, I know, I should be 100%. So I was like, I'm just coming in as a sort of like, yeah, I mean, this mum of 2, this random wife off the street. Like, I'll do it. And but I think, again, it was absolutely fine until, like, it was a walkout, and I'm like, oh, shit, and that. But then once you're in the ring, and that's it, you're just on it. Yeah. And I never ever once was like, oh, they will be here or upset or anything. Like, I enjoyed it. I came off, even though I didn't win, I came out with this big high, and I was buzzing off it. I loved it. I was like, that was so much fun. My face was all mangled and that, but I was like, it's great fun. Like, but it's weird, like, because whenever I go to a bare-knuckle show, and I'm talking to, like, the guys or, like, people who are coming to watch it, they're like, oh, is this how, like, you were brought up? Or you brought up, like, fighting? Or you, like, you know what I mean? And did you have, like, a rough upbringing, basically? I'm like, no, like, my mum and dad are lovely. I've never had a fight in my life out of, like, a ring or that. I hate altercations. I absolutely, I hate any kind of, like, thing like that. I'm like so just gentle. Like, Kyle gets like angry and beeps people. I'm like, don't beep that. I get all worked up. It like makes me so anxious. So I'm like, no, I'm the complete opposite. But for some reason, I just enjoy doing that. Yeah. And never once do I ever feel like anger towards my opponent. I never feel angry, even when the girls hitting me in the face and my bare-knuckle and boom, boom. I'm never getting, I'm getting angry now. Like, she better stop doing that. I'm just like, hiya, like in between waving and that. And the guys are all like talking. They're like, she's taking like some punches, but she keeps smiling and waving.
Probably throwing them off, thinking, what's happening? I keep hitting her and she keeps smiling more.
I know, because me and Kyle was sparred the other day. He was punching me in the face, but it's just a natural reaction to laugh. Even though I'm taking this big dunk, I'm like, I'm like, I don't know why. But if some like 5'2" girl came up and tried to scrap me, I shit myself. You know what I mean?
Out of a controlled environment.
Yeah, I don't like arguments.
And the slap or the bare knuckle, have you took like any big hits that have kind of knocked you down, or has anyone been knocked out or anything like that in any of them?
Well, in my power slap there with Sheena, she knocked me down, and I obviously went out for like a second, and I got back up. And Sheena's just so nice. She's not the kind. A lot of like lassies or like the guys in power slap, like they'll knock you down, then walk about all cocky and that. She stands and waits to make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
So then she's waiting for me. She's all like on edge and that, and then I smile at her, and then she does a wee, she blows a kiss and stuff, and that. But she was like, the only girl I've knocked down has got up and smiled at me. And then the second time I got knocked down again, and I got back up, and then the third time she never knocked me down. So I was like, I'll take that, like, because one girl she made do a somersault on the stage. Wow. You know what I mean? She knocked her out, and the girl tried to go up, and she ended up somersaulting. So, but again, Sheena was standing there like, oh my god, yeah. And that. So she's really sweet. She's a bit like me, I think. She does all these stuff, but she doesn't actually like or have anger or anything like that.
It's just more from the sportsman side.
Yeah.
And like, obviously, you said that she's waiting to see that you're okay, and do you generally find that the people that are at the bare knuckle and the slap championships that they are like sportsman-like, and that they're friendly, and that you've got that kind of team vibe, even though it's against each other?
Oh, definitely. Like, even like the girl that I fought bare knuckle, like, she's young, she's taking it all very serious. She like works in the BKFC. She works in, like, I mean, but even then, like, she couldn't really speak English. But I mean, before, like, we did our weigh-ins and stuff, she was never like, you know, sometimes people can take it too far. She like done like a wee standoff, but then she smiled and we gave each other a cuddle. And at the end, she came up and we were cuddling each other. We were trying to talk to each other, but she couldn't understand. And we still have each other on Instagram. We both like each other's stuff all the time. Same with Jackie and Sheena, who have done power slap again. Yeah. And then the bare knuckle guys, like these guys who have got face tattoos, and they're, I mean, rough as supposed to, they're the nicest people. Yeah. They'll give you the shirt off their back, you know what I mean? They're the nicest people. They're nicer than most people in suits, you know what I mean?
You're just creating that bigger circle.
Oh, definitely. That's what I say. Yeah, I'm like, I done my bare knuckle, and I go down and we go and we watch the fights and stuff, and to be part of it as well, because you're just not, like, my partner fights in Bad to Blue as well, so I'm just not his girlfriend. I'm also being a fighter, being on the show, and it makes it more like it's for me. It's not just for him and I'm just tagging along. It's like, it's our thing, but it's also just like I get to be part of it in my wee world and have people, and just not being the girlfriend. You know what I mean? That's what I didn't want. Yeah.
It's kind of like your passion and what you do in your spare time, basically.
Yeah, definitely. It's good that I found somebody as well who also, because I think with slap especially, like slap and bare knuckle both, people can very much judge it and say, why'd you do that? That's stupid. So then when I was single, I was like, I don't know, I'm supposed to meet a man who is going to take on a girl who does bare knuckle and slap, like, take them home to their mum and everything. But Kyle's mum has him doing it anyway, so she's like, oh, this is just another one. So it's good to have somebody who's there and supports you and doesn't judge you for doing it.
Yeah, no, definitely. You said obviously your mum and that were a bit concerned when you first said that you were going to do these types of competitions. As they came around now, are they a little bit more open to it, or? Yeah,
well, when I came home from Abu Dhabi after beating Jackie, like, we got all our uniform stuff, and one of the things was like power slap leggings, but I never wear leggings. So I was like, here, mum. And then she's at the gym with her power slap leggings on, and she's loving it and stuff. And she still like panics, and she's still not like, she still doesn't like it, but she understands. And I think because I get to go out to Riyadh and I get to go out to Abu Dhabi and everything, it's not like I'm going doing the boozer down in like somewhere, and it's not like all I'm doing or all I'm getting out of it is a slap. It's like I am actually getting a lot more out of it as a person than just getting slapped. There's more to it, and I think she appreciates that part of it.
No, definitely. And I guess she hasn't seen them because they've been abroad. She hasn't travelled or anything or been there.
No, my mum would never. She will watch them after. So I have a thing where it's like people, like, I'll always phone her and be like, I'm fine. Yeah. But she would never ever watch it live. She couldn't. It would kill her. She just couldn't. She would be so tired. She'll watch it after. Yeah. So my big brother and my sister-in-law said to my mum, when after the one machine and I got knocked down and that, I couldn't watch it. It was the worst thing ever. So my mum was like, I'm going to watch it. And my mum was like, wasn't that bad, which I was quite surprised. And she's like, no, it wasn't that bad. So
have you watched them with her?
No, I don't think I'm
just watched them.
fine. But I was gonna say, it's like she watched the one with Sheena. I'm like, Mum, nothing can be as bad as that now. Like Sheena's like the toughest lady that's in the whole of like Power Slap. So now you can sort of rest easy knowing that no matter who they give me, it's going to be not as bad as that. You know what I mean?
You've been up against the top of the.
I've been up against the top, which at the end of the day, I shouldn't have really got Sheena. They should have like maybe let me build up to it, but at the same time, I went up against Sheena. And I never just got knocked out. I went up there, and now it just makes everything else a bit easier. You know what I mean? It makes everything a little bit less scary, don't it? Because I'm like, well, I could take Sheena, I can handle anyone else.
I guess that's part of kind of stuff that you want to transfer over into life as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So from here, what's next? What's have we got anything in the pipeline? Is there any plans or?
My plan is I was talking to Barry actually, like your Barry. I was saying I want to do some stuff for you because I'm bad for when I go to the gym. I just walk about and I'll do my own wee thing, but I don't actually progress. So I need to talk to Catherine. I need to get her to actually give me a good thing. And I want to build up do my head exercise, my neck, and build up my legs because if I have to wear the little shorts, my ass was so flat. So I just get that.
So not for performance, just for some aesthetics and some for
just to get some money. I mean, but what I want to do. So I'm just going to focus on Power Slap. And what I want to do is basically, I want because always every single time, twice now, I've went out on Power Slap and all the comments are like, who's this girl? Like, because Jackie was all swole, Sheena's all big. I'm like, know what? I'm going to go. I'm going to put some muscle on. So when I come back next time, people go, oh, you mean she's leveled up. I'm going to train properly this time, and I'm going to put whatever. I was going to wait for that phone call from Power Slap and go and try to sort of show that I'm a bit more serious about this time and a bit more taking it more and get actual focused on actually training for it.
Nice. And is there like particular time through the year that they run the slaps, or is it just random?
It's like, so they've said, Dana White said there's going to be 12 this year, and there was like every year there's been more. It's only been out for like 4 or 5 years, and stuff. So there's going to be 12. So there's more this year than there was last year. They have all the ones in Vegas, and they normally are on at the same time the UFC's on. It's normally like a couple of days before, like the Thursday or the Friday, and then the UFC's on the Saturday. But when it comes to me and stuff, you just sit there, check your emails, and hope you get an email saying, "Oh, in 6 weeks' time you're going to rehab," and it's like you don't know. So you could you could not get on again, or you could get on next week. So you just have to sort of be prepared.
Just have to wait and see what comes up. Wait for that ping in the inbox.
I know, because I stupidly I was a bit like, oh, I think I'll get back on or something, and then just let it all go and just didn't really care. And then I was like, then they messaged me, and Sheena's name isn't Sheena, it's like Francesca and that. So when I read it, I was like, oh, I wonder who that is. And I went, oh, fucking Sheena. I was like, oh no. So at first I was like, oh, it's just some random person. I was like, oh no, Sheena, they gave me Sheena. Thanks for that, guys.
And is there any opponent that you've got your eye on that you would like to go up against next?
Not really. It's a very small sort of puddle of women in that category and in Power Slap in general. So I think there's like I've already went out against Jackie and Sheena, and I think Jackie wants to go down a weight category. So like there could be a me and Jackie rematch if she stays up that weight. But there's one of the guys who used to be on it or is on it, sister, but she got knocked out by the girl who Sheena's been calling out.
Okay.
So I mean, she's always on Instagram saying, "I want back on." So maybe her, she'll do it, like anyone really. So
you'll take anybody.
Yeah, I'll take anybody because whatever they give you can't really say, "Oh no, I don't want her." Like give me somebody else. So they'll just say, "No, we'll get somebody else for her." Like so, you just have to take what you get. You can't really say no to a point. You know what I mean?
Can't be so picky.
Yeah, so you can't be picky. There's like 5 of us anyway, so there's no point being picky. We'll all get each other on that.
And for somebody that maybe wanted to get involved in slap or bare-knuckle boxing, is there a kind of route or a path that they should take, or is it just kind of connecting with the right people?
I think for girls, especially, if they've got any kind of like martial arts background, like getting on Power Slap isn't too difficult because they're always wanting girls.
Yeah.
But for people really wanting to get to slap, they're now still using Brit Slap as a sort of feeder league. So if you go into Brit slap and you're doing good, you've got more chance of sort of getting on power slap. So if I get men messaging me saying, "Oh, how did you get on power slap? I will on." I'll go message Brit slap, because that's like the best way to do it. And with bare knuckle is just sort of one of those ones where, again, it's like for girls, if you do any kind of boxing, and that you're all right, because there's such a small pool of women doing it that it's quite easy to get quite high up. Because there's not many, but with the men, I think it is a lot more difficult. And if you go to bare knuckle as a man and stuff, is be prepared to, you know what I mean, get cut up. But it's a sort of different level in that. But I think it depends what you like. Because as I said, I didn't like boxing with gloves on. I think it's actually worse than boxing bare knuckle. Even though, like, facially, my face got more bashed up than I could ever get with gloves. The only time I done one Muay Thai fight once, it was like it wasn't like a proper fight, but it was like with a head guard. And that's I've done slaps. I've been knocked out, like, or knocked down, like, out by Sheena and stuff. I've done slaps with a bare knuckle, and the worst I've ever felt is wearing the head guard and doing kickboxing. I felt awful. My head was splitting for days. So it was weird.
You just like the bare contact.
Yeah, I feel like it's less, because when you got gloves and you're just boom, boom, your face is boom all the time and stuff, and I feel like I'm quite flinchy when somebody's got gloves and stuff. But with bare knuckle is just a bit more like, I feel like it's less bouncy your neck, boom, boom. I don't like that.
Perfect. Well, BKBF, I guess, is where they go for bare knuckle boxing. Is that right?
Well, it's the BKFC. At the BKFC, they've got BYB, you've got what's it, the BKB, BYB, and then Bad to the Bones, and me and Kyle fight on. So we like Bad to the Bone. That's who we promote.
And then we've got Brit Slap, Power Slap.
Yeah. And then Kyle fights on the SFC when he does slap.
SFC. So these are different sites that people can go on, and everything's basically put on YouTube. And social media platforms, so if people did want to check it out and see what it was all about, this would be the best place for them to go.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely for Power Slap, it's on YouTube Live when it's on and stuff like that, and there's loads of clips and
awesome.
So it's good.
Well, hopefully people are going to go research it, check it out, and maybe watch some of your slaps. Is your slaps on YouTube? Yeah,
they will be. Just put in Robyn Wereshchuk Power Slap, they'll come up, or even just Robyn Power Slap, they'll come up.
Yeah. Perfect. Well,
perfect. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Robyn, for your info and your intel. Little
Thanks
insight into you.
Yeah.
And I'll pop some links and stuff in the videos as well. So if anyone does have any questions, and we can get your Instagram tag and stuff like that as well, so they can reach out to you.
Perfect. And I'll see you at the gym.
Yes, we'll get you moving.
Get ready for the next one.
Get those legs ready.
Definitely.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Enjoy your night.
See you later. Bye. Bye.